So in this video, we're going to be talking about the simplest way to add yards to your driver and make it feel more effortless. Now, if there's a key position throughout the golf swing, Lincoln, that players are really going to see on camera that doesn't quite look like a professional. It's post-impact, isn't it?
Without question, yeah.
And we're going to see that a lot of arms do a bit of this chicken wing bunching action far too often. Now, a lot of the time, it's related to the grip.
For sure.
But sometimes it's actually just a reaction through the ball. So we're going to give you a quick checkpoint for your grip to ensure that that is not the core of the problem. But after that, Lincoln's got a great drill that you can rehearse and feel as a little bit of a pre-shot routine when you're on the tee box out on the golf course next time you're out there to help you add some more effortless yards to your driver swing. So, Link, let's talk about the movement through the golf ball, why that happens with the arms bunching due to the grip. Let's give the people at home a great checkpoint to use with how they should position their hands.
So a big reason why people chicken wing or have this look through impact of their arms breaking down, the butt end of the club too close to their body, is their grip is too weak. In other words, it's just too much in their palm, and they're not able to create any sort of leverage and have any sort of control to the golf club as they're coming into impact.
Yeah, so we're going to see that usually the left hand for the right hander, logo of the glove, will be facing too much towards the target. And it'll also be positioned too much in the palm of the hand. And the right hand will also generally be too far on top. Now, no matter how hard you try and release it from this position, it's going to be very, very challenging. So little checkpoint for grip length, what we want to see with players, left hand here. Why don't you talk about what I'm doing here with my left hand? And players can copy at home.
Yeah, so I always like to start it out with the fingers, and a lot of times you can draw these lines on a glove, but I like to have the club just kind of rest in people's fingers here. So I draw a line basically from the middle part of the index to the base bone of the pinky, and you want the club to just basically sit in your fingers, more so than anything. So we never want to see the club sit too much in the palm. That's just going to create a disastrous type of situation. So we want the club to sit more in the fingers. We want this big meaty heel pad here on our left hand to sit more on top of the club. And as Kerrod was saying, my left hand is going to be much more rotated clockwise on the grip. And a really good reference is if you look at this line between your thumb and your palm, we'd like that pointed a little bit right of our right ear, maybe right collarbone. Obviously, there's different variances. We just never want to see that trending left of our nose, like over in this direction, the club too much in the palm.
And if players do this correctly, there will be what feels like a little bit of a cupping or a kink in the lead wrist. If you have it too much in the palm and you do it, it'll be flat, okay? So once you've got that secure hold, you should be able to keep your arm in position and bang the club head up and down like a hammer, and it feel quite effortless, the same as you would if you're holding a hammer. Now, the right hand, essentially from there, now you've got this guide of your left hand. We want to get this lifeline here of that hand just fitting snug up against the thumb of the left hand. Now, we just did a great video on how to control the club face throughout the swing, so go and check that out because we talk all about the right hand. But as you whack that hand back onto the left hand, it's going to fit nice and snug. And then if we're using that line of the thumb and the index as a reference to our right shoulder, when I bring my right hand on there, Lincoln, guess where that line's also pointing?
Same kind of position, somewhere right shoulder, right collarbone. Obviously don't want that anywhere left of our nose, like anywhere in this position. It's going to be a very hard, harder thing to recover from as you're kind of coming into impact.
So once we've done that, hit a couple of shots, make a couple of swings. Now, Link, do a couple of practice swings with the new grip for me. Just practice swings, continuous back and through. Now, when you do this, you might feel that the club face through impact might actually rotate over. Now, if that is a foreign feeling, don't try and stop it. It's not going to make you more inaccurate. You're probably just feeling that you're releasing the club for the first time in your life rather than scooping and chicken winging. Now, to really bring this feeling and put this all together for the people at home, Link, this key position through the ball or when the club shaft would be level with the ground, what are we looking for?
Well, I'm glad that we went through it initially with talking about the grip because it's very hard to achieve this position if your grip is too much in your palm.
Correct.
Right away. But we're looking for our left arm to be extended. We're looking for our head to never get in front of the golf ball or more forward from where it started. In a perfect world, the head would actually be moving further back than it was at address.
Yep.
We'd like to see both arms extended. You look at any great golfer here post-impact, both arms are going to be extended. The pelvis is going to be driving towards the ball, and the head is going to be further back than where it started.
And club face as well. Don't be afraid to get this face turning slightly, okay? if you try and keep it facing towards the target, that's only going to cause you to want to buckle your arms even more. A golf club is weighted in such a way where the face will naturally turn over. Regardless if you've seen professionals through the golf ball where it looks square, the only reason that happens is because their sequencing at the moment in time is so perfect that their body is moving in such a way that allows it. But for the average golfer out there, that through the ball, we might not be as perfectly sequenced or timed as a pro, it is certainly okay to have that face turning down somewhat. So much better than it not doing it.
Without question. And for an amateur golfer, that's such free speed.
Yeah.
It's such free speed. Just you're creating this lever and then you're kind of releasing that. And there's just so much more speed that you don't need to have any sort of powerless effort. It's a lot of effortless power. Once your grip is on there correct and you feel that, that's what's going to give you that extended left arm. That's going to give you a club face that's easier to square, and just a lot more power, a lot more speed.
I love it. I love it. So when players are on the tee box, right, assume they've worked on their grip on the range, they've got themselves into a good position. It's probably not a bad idea if they actually just kind of rehearse this feeling a little bit, yeah?
Without question. Without question.
When we do this, let's make sure we do it correctly. And so if I'm setting up and I'm going to bomb the driver down here, like if I get into my setup position, I hold the golf club out in front of me so it's level with the ground.
Absolutely.
If I then just bring my right hand over, what's the problem here?
Well, the shoulders have turned too level. The hips are not involved in the swing at all.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have like an overly leftward path or impact. It's not very powerful either.
It's not going to be powerful at all.
Yeah.
So when we do get the arm extended away from our body, when we bring our right hand back on, you want to feel like it comes under and your head is staying very much so where it was at address, if not slightly behind, but you're using your hips, shifting your pressure and extending your body to get into this powerful position.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth there, because just look at how Kerrod's lower body works when he tries to go back to set up, how we're doing this. Watch Kerrod's lower body here, how his hips are driving forward. His head is still staying back, but he's using his legs. That's what's going to send power up the chain from the ground and release it into the club head and out into the golf ball.
Yeah, and I'm not just rotating by any means, because you can see that's going to keep my hips back. So lead arm extended, what I'm doing is I'm pushing my hips forward. They naturally rotate. My arm is extended. Then the finished position is literally just a rehinging, and that's going to put me in that real powerful position.
Absolutely.
All right, Link. So I want to see you do that as a little rehearsal and go and bomb one down there for me. So set up on the inside. Do that practice swing rehearsal for me first.
So I'm out here.
Perfect.
Feeling my head stay back. So there's a wall on my left side of my head, and I'm extending my pelvis and extending my arms.
Perfect.
To get to the golf ball. And I feel my legs and my hips really active. Then I'll start up there.
I would go back and then try and get back to that point. Yeah, that's great.
That's great. Feel that. And once I kind of know where I'm trying to get, gives me a good sense of what I'm trying to do post impact.
So as you can see with that, a lot of power behind it and straight down the center of the fairway. So even though it might feel a little bit weird to stand there on the tee, hold that arm out and get that sensation, if it can help you hit drives like that, it's definitely something I recommend that you do.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.